A mutual friend, Ethan, brought us together. He wasn't the type to turn heads right away. No flashy car, no tailored suits, no slick charisma. Ethan was the kind who opened doors quietly, remembered small details from past conversations, and truly listened. I almost skipped our first date. The evening before, he texted, "Looking forward to tomorrow. Let me know if anything changes." Simple, kind, no pressure. I rolled my eyes, thinking it was too gentle, maybe even dull, and tossed my phone aside. Still I went. We met at a warm little Italian place in Richmond where he'd booked a spot. I showed up in heels that pinched, expecting decent pasta and maybe a bland conversation. But Ethan surprised me. His questions showed genuine interest. He spoke less than he listened, and he noticed I was cold, quietly asking the staff to turn down the fan. It felt easy, like settling into a cozy blanket after a tough day. No games, no pretense, just peace. Yet I wasn't sold. He was caring, reliable, attentive, but he didn't match the wild, thrilling spark I thought I craved. He lacked that chaotic edge I'd always chased, the kind that excited me, but often left me burned. We kept meeting, a second date, then a third. I began to look forward to his texts, the way he'd share a song he thought I'd enjoy or recall that I liked my coffee with extra cream, hold the sugar. Still, I kept my distance. Part of me hesitated, unsure about letting someone so solid get too close. I had this fixed idea of what love should feel like, and he didn't fit it. One night, he picked a rooftop restaurant in downtown Nashville with a breathtaking view. City lights sparkling, soft music drifting around us. He showed up in a simple shirt and jeans, still authentic, still warm. He pulled out my chair, smiled, and said I looked stunning. I could have just smiled back and let the moment linger. Instead, I said something I'd regret for a long time. "You're not really my usual type," I blurted, trying to soften it with a chuckle. "But you're amazing." The words struck him like a silent wave. His face softened, the warmth in his eyes dimming, like a fire losing its glow. He paused, then nodded with a faint smile. "I get it," he said. He signaled for the check, paid without touching his drink, and grew quiet. I tried to laugh it off, saying, "I didn't mean it like that. Just that you're different from my usual." He looked at me, steady but resolute, and said, "Maybe that was the point." Then he stood, settled the bill, and walked out. No drama, no fight, just a quiet departure, leaving his glass half full on the table. I sat there shocked, embarrassed, and confused. I told myself he was overreacting, that I'd been truthful, not harsh. But when I got home, I saw he'd cut me off completely. No texts, no social media, like I'd vanished from his life. Maybe I never meant much to him. Or maybe I meant too much. The days that followed weren't what I expected. I thought I'd move on, find someone who matched my type, someone with a bold presence and a sharper edge. But instead, I kept replaying that night, his expression, the weight of my words. I thought about how he showed up fully, with care and effort, and how I'd held him at arm's length. It sank in, a truth that still aches. I didn't push him away because he wasn't enough. I pushed him away because I didn't think I deserved someone who offered steady, genuine care. I'd grown so used to chasing turmoil, mistaking it for passion, that I saw his calm as dull. I was so used to being ignored that I didn't know how to handle someone who truly noticed me. He wasn't my type because my type was heartbreak dressed as excitement, someone I could pursue to feel worthy. Ethan was present, grounded, real. And I didn't know how to handle that. I'd brushed him off in the worst way, saying, "I like you, but not enough." Weeks later, I spotted him from a distance in Charlotte, walking with someone new. She was beaming, and he looked at ease, happier than I'd ever seen him. I stood at the corner pretending to check my phone, my stomach churning. He didn't see me, or maybe he did and chose not to care. That moment stung more than I could have imagined, knowing she was likely receiving the warmth I'd been too scared to accept. I told myself I'd reach out, say sorry, explain. But what could I say? I'd spoken my truth, and he'd taken it to heart. That's the toughest part. Not just that he left, but that he believed me. Words carry weight, especially the ones flung out carelessly with a smile. I lost someone remarkable that night because I was chasing a version of love that never worked for me. He walked away, not out of coldness, but because he finally saw his own worth. I didn't just lose him. I showed him he deserved better. And now he's gone.